You're not lazy. You're overloaded. And honestly, that lie is probably costing you years of your life. Because every night you tell yourself, tomorrow I'll finally start. Tomorrow you'll hit the gym. Tomorrow you'll start the side hustle. Tomorrow you'll fix your life. But then tomorrow shows up, and somehow you end up watching YouTube, scrolling TikTok, or convincing yourself you'll feel more motivated later. Sound familiar? Here's the crazy part. Your problem probably isn't motivation at all. It's friction. Most people think successful people have more discipline. Not true. They just make starting easier. Think about it. If I told you to get in shape, your brain instantly imagines painful workouts, strict diets, and waking up at 5 a.m. That feels exhausting before you even begin. But if I said, do 5 push-ups right now, your brain goes, okay, that's not a big deal. That tiny shift changes everything, because your brain hates huge emotional effort. It loves easy wins. And once you understand that, productivity becomes way less mysterious. Here's what high performers do differently. They shrink the mission. Instead of saying, I'm going to write a book, they write 1 paragraph. Instead of, I need to save money, they transfer $10. Instead of, I'll study for 3 hours, they open the laptop for 5 minutes. That sounds almost too simple, which is exactly why most people ignore it. But small actions create momentum, and momentum is powerful. Have you ever cleaned one corner of your room and suddenly cleaned the entire thing? That's how progress works. Starting creates energy, not the other way around. And there's another trap nobody talks about. People rely on motivation like it's some magical force. It's not. Motivation disappears fast. Routines are what actually change lives. Look at athletes. Look at entrepreneurs. Look at creators posting videos every single week. They're not waking up inspired every day. They've just removed the decision-making. Their habits are automatic. If you want to work out more, make it ridiculously easy to begin. Put your shoes next to your bed. Want to read more? Leave the book on your pillow. Want to stop wasting time on your phone? Move the apps off your home screen. Tiny environmental changes can completely change behavior. And now here's the trick that helped me the most. The 2-minute rule. When you don't feel like doing something, tell yourself you only have to do it for 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes of studying, 2 minutes of writing, 2 minutes at the gym. Because the hardest part of almost anything is starting. Once your brain gets moving, continuing feels natural. It's like pushing a car stuck in neutral. The first push is brutal. But once it rolls, it gets easier fast. And listen carefully to this part because it matters. You do not need to transform your life overnight. That mindset is exactly why people quit. Real change is boring sometimes. It's small choices repeated over and over. 1 workout, 1 better meal, 1 focused hour, 1 uncomfortable conversation. That's how confidence is built. Not through motivation videos, through evidence. Every small promise you keep to yourself tells your brain, I'm becoming someone who follows through. And eventually, your identity changes. That's when everything starts to click. So if you've been calling yourself lazy, stop for a second. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you've just been trying to change your entire life in 1 day. Start smaller. Make it easier. Focus on consistency instead of intensity, because tiny actions repeated daily will beat massive motivation bursts every single time. So here's your challenge. Right after this video ends, do 1 small thing you've been avoiding. Not tomorrow, not later tonight, right now. because your future, honestly, might be built from the next 5 minutes. And if this video helped you rethink productivity, hit subscribe, because the next video is about how to stay disciplined even when you feel completely unmotivated.